You're about to find out why what you see first reveals unexpected truth about you. Optical illusions are tricky, to say the least. You might see one thing in the image, yet someone else will try to convince you that it's another. And that's exactly why optical illusions can be like a personality test. To reveal the truth about you, just click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join the bright side of life. And let's begin. The test is pretty simple. As soon as you see the image, make note of what popped out at you first. Depending on what you saw immediately, you'll get a description of some attribute to your personality. And if you didn't see any of the pictures at all that we talked about, well, that means it might be time for an eye exam, eh? Hey, did you find anything unexpected about your personality? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.